The other day at work, while unloading goods from the market, my head brought up a thought. I have not been in a long-term relationship for almost 2 years. I have often changed my mind about what I would like from the person with whom I will spend the rest of my life. I know some people may find this phrase scary, well, I don't. So you can tell right away from here that I am more inclined towards monogamous relationships. But I have nothing to say about that. If there is clarity on both sides, you do well. My argument, however, is broadened. Now I want you to stop and ask yourself some questions. What is love for you? Is it just attraction to another person? Is it commitment to the good of the one we decide to have next to us? Or is it just a set of substances synthesized in a process derived from primal instincts? And again, is there only one kind of love? And what happens when we think we are not loved? Hi guys, how are you? Today I want to talk to you about dating apps and how they affect relationships with others. First of all, I want to thank you for the comments you left me. I got very positive feedback under the previous videos and I am really happy about it. I don't expect you to listen to me. Writing is good for me. All this is made primarily for myself, so if you want to spam hate, I don't care. Just a word of advice, find something better to do. Coming back to us, many young people in their 20s and 30s do not have a too happy emotional life. There are very interesting psychological issues about that, but I'm not interested in addressing them here. Do the appropriate research on that. I invite you to watch just one episode of Family Guy, the one where Quagmire, Peter's perverted friends, download Tinder. Now, this one I mentioned to you is the most famous, but I don't even want to sit here and list the hundreds of apps that supposedly facilitate relationships. We are afraid of being alone, and this makes us forget to value ourselves. We adapt to what passes at the convent. Slowly, we zero in on people we do not care about us. This is an attitude dictated by ego, by the desire for instant pleasure. We are a generation son of the all and now. And you know what? To me, all of this sucks. They talk about excess. They like what is short but intense, because now we don't know how to get bored. And this happened even to me. After a day of work, after an important exam, we get to the end of the day and we don't know how to relax. According to the common view, we should always be doing something, be continuously productive. And this, it seems, would also apply in sex and relationships. Now I want to ask you two things. How long can this attitude last within the limits of health? And most importantly, who is to say that no stopping, being super stimulated all the time is the right way? Who is making gains in this productivity market? But I digress. Very often topics like this show us seemingly hidden connections. What I'm trying to say is do what you really like, what you feel inside, deep inside. Don't settle for it. Hang out with people who enrich you, who can pull the best version of you. Because it will be a continuum. Metaphorically, our intellectual system changes based on what it learns. It updates, kind of like version of operating systems. So we need a lot of battery power to do this. We need to have charged batteries. In your opinion, if you hang out with people who don't recharge these batteries, how can you expect to improve? And I even feel compelled to justify my wanting to do better. As if it's a wrong thing, as if someone is telling me, you are always competing. Yes, and so what? Why should I feel wrong about wanting to improve myself? Especially when I have experienced on myself excessive comfort and minion people who don't give a damn about the better version of me. If all this make me sick, why do I have to convince myself that this is the right way? If all this makes me feel like a vegetable in the long run, despite the fact that from the outside they also look good, I leave it alone. I change my ways. Because if you smoke all the time, after a while the pleasure fades. It remains just the price to pay. And for those who choose this path, so be it. But let me tell you something. These are people that, if you want to start a path of growth, you have to eliminate from your life. Now I ask you, how much can a person I meet on dating app enrich me in discourse? This person matches with me but has never seen me. I am one of many passable faces for a moment of enjoyment that remains an end in itself. What's left after that? Is this really living moment by moment? What do you guys think? Are we just pieces of flesh squashed against each other? Are we mathematical stimulus response due to the release of chemical substances? Well, no. Think about this. Two brains are better than one, but one is still better than zero. Let's be clear about this. Several years ago, I was convinced that there was no point in building a solid relationship. A relationship based on trust, connection, respect. I preferred casual, uncommitted relationships that also gave a kind of ego boost. My god, that sucks. Just the idea of having a competition to get more chicks into bed makes me sick to my stomach. True, some girls use me, even though they knew my feelings. Several years later, my emotions were off. I thought I had always suffered because of my honesty. I simply wanted to enjoy it too. But this is not about taking pleasure in giving it. It's about wanting to take everything for the sake of excess. And in part, you do it so you don't run out of gas. It becomes the party of the excess, and I call it the zombie party. If I speak here despite my robotic English, it means that something is still alive. A part of you knows very well that I am right. This part of you hides behind momentary pleasure, afraid of boredom, afraid of commitment, using the excuse of everyone is an asshole, so I am too. But in my personal experience, I have learned one thing. The evil of the past makes me worry, but I can let it take over. Often we are just getting revenge on ourselves. If you really were an evil person, which I doubt if you are watching this video, this approach is not helping you. You are just feeding a negative circle that backfires on you. It's like the samsara in the book Siddhartha by Hermann Hesse. If you have time, read it. Now, why did I mention distrust? Because distrust guides us in our choice of relationships. We always talk about trust, but we never talk about distrust. And let me be clear, I am not talking about already established relationships. No, I am referring to the moment of choice. To that conscious moment where we decide what to do with our lives. We are a reflection of those around us. And let me say that if you surround yourself with one-night stands, not just in the sexual sense, your life will be a one-night stand. End of the story. Dating apps remind me of zapping the remote control. Don't get me wrong, I've used these apps too, and they even work with me for a time. Maybe it's because I have pretty privilege. I mean, maybe I'm perceived in that way. I don't know, I think of myself as an ugly guy, but still. Honestly, I rather live the movie of my life. Longer, personal, never sad, than doom scrolling between people. You feel happy for 10 seconds, then sad for another 10, then angry, then happy again. It seems like you are in control, but you are not. And if you die, sooner or later anyway, so the movie ends, what do you want to be left with? A good lived story or some scattered, blurry pictures that have no connection to each other? Also because most of these sites are based on appearance. You don't match based on your passions, your way of doing and being. You don't make genuine connections. You choose based on what is most comfortable for you at that moment. And if you keep this up, you will always be dealing with relationships that are not genuine at all. Let's take an average profile on these apps. Someone put their salary in the description or how many followers they have on Instagram. For goodness sakes, describe your economic stability. Is your right. Without that, I don't know how you can cultivate long-term relationships. But is this the stability that really matters? I mean, you in dating apps choose based on the image you give, which here you can season however you want. Filters upon filters upon filters. And what happens to your true self? Let's reason. What good is a house bigger than 10 square meters to you if it's empty, always dirty, and unkept? What do you care about a car that goes 300 kilometers per hour instead of 250? The second one goes very fast too. But if you can trust the car going 300, do you know what happens? You crash. And trust is just one of the elements that can give you the stability I'm talking about. The real one. Not the one you sell through pictures. We are all good at taking selfie. I want to speak to all those who, perhaps partly because of these apps, are unable to develop healthy and happy relationships. You are alone in this moment. And that's okay. Don't be in a hurry. Instead, learn to be okay with you first. Things will come. Anything that can give you satisfaction in the moment then leaves a void, which gets bigger and bigger and harder to fill. In the meantime, you waste time. Reason about what you like. Don't think to be late. There is time to do everything. If you feel good about yourself, you will reflexively be able to feel good about the right person. And if you still can't find someone immediately, it's okay too. There is better for you out there. Don't take refuge in situations you don't like just because you might gain in the moment. Again, I am not just a one teacher. If you think I said bullshit, do what you want with your life. I don't care. I am telling you how I see it. I just know that as I changed my approach, things got better, without exaggerated efforts. Maybe you are the consumed product and not the consuming one. Well, I hope all this has made you think as usual. Again, I am here because it serves me and I know it can serve somebody else. Double gain and no money is mentioned. I hope you understand it. If this video was helpful, I invite you to like it, share it with a friend and comment. Any discussion points are welcome. Bye.